Really?
Hi, I'm Dr. Francis, a world-renowned wildlife nutritionist. You may not have heard of me, but your pet goat sure has. So let's talk about my favorite supplements to feed your dog and cat today. So supplements are a big business in pets right now, mostly inspired from, of course, human supplements, but health and wellness is a huge thing. And if you go on Amazon, iHerb, whatever website you like, you will see hundreds of supplements, a lot of them being the exact same thing. Some of them slightly different. Most of them are identical with just slightly different packaging, which is a little bit crazy. But don't worry, I am here for you. I made my list of 10 favorite supplements for your dog and cat, regardless of what diet you're feeding. If you're feeding kibble, raw, cooked, homemade, whatever, it doesn't matter. These supplements generally are all good. And today, a little special treat for you. We're focusing on supplements that are in whole food range. So we're not gonna be looking at biohacking in this video, that will come later. We're not looking at very specific molecules. We're looking just, whole ingredients, spices, herbs, things that you can quite easily find on Amazon, and things that are affordable for you to find as well. So we're gonna go with our top 10 list. Number 1 should not come to anyone's surprise because I've been speaking about this literally in every video. It's omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are amazing, especially if you're feeding a kibble or can-based diet, you need to add omega-3. I don't care what they say on their packaging, there's never enough omega-3. When I say omega-3, it's very important to know that I'm talking about animal-based omega-3. EPA, DHA. These are the ones that your dog and cat can actually absorb and use. If you want to add some linseed and some flaxseed and some nice seeds and whatever, that's great, but they will not give the omega-3 support that your dog and cat want and need and thrive on. Why is omega-3 so good? There's hundreds of studies that show how beneficial it is for immune health, anti-inflammatory, joint health as well, skin, fur, another club, whatever you're thinking about, omega-3 is great. So every single diet needs to include it. If you are feeding a fresh diet or gently cooked diet, then you can add in either some salmon, some fish, canned sardines, anchovies, those are great. And you can also just give in a supplement as well. So whether you're giving a fish oil spray, fish oil pill, krill oil is great. And now we have a new range of sustainable omega-3 fatty acids that are from seaweed and algae. Just make sure you have both EPA, DHA. If not, then you're only getting half the story. Number 2 is astaxanthin. This difficult to pronounce word, astaxanthin, is a carotenoid. It's often found in krill, but you can also get some in different concentrations in different kinds of algae or seaweed. And this carotenoid is amazing because there's a lot of studies that focus on dogs and cats and humans that really help to support how efficient it is at helping to protect heart health, cardiovascular health, help to protect the brain and even eyes. But because it's a very, very powerful antioxidant, it has this overall immune boosting effect. One study that I like that will be linked here, or maybe here, I don't know where, but it will be added somewhere around me, looked at the dosage. And they found that for dogs and cats, the dosage didn't matter so much because it would accumulate and eventually have a positive effect. But the medium dose of 2.2 milligram per kilogram of body weight for dogs, or 1.5 milligram per kilogram body weight for cats, that seemed to be the nice medium effect, and you'll get the full health benefits after 12 weeks. This is also important for supplements that you can't expect magical changes, the next day. You gotta wait for it to go through its natural metabolism and processes in your dog or cat before you can see a positive effect. If you are gonna use some krill oil as a supplement, then you're getting this astaxanthin that we love, and you're also gonna get the omega-3, which was my number 1. So you're kind of getting many different kinds of supplements in one if you're using krill oil. Number 3 is colostrum. So colostrum is the first milk that a mom cow creates for her offspring. It's only about the first day will she make colostrum, which is a special kind of milk that is filled with antibodies, and it really helps to support the little baby whose immune system is not yet complete. But that's why it's so good for dogs and cats, because it's filled with these immune cells to improve your dog and cat's immune system. Now, this is used a lot for allergies and sensitivities in your dogs and cats. Those results are a little bit more anecdotal, but there is a lot of scientific research to support its effect on overall immune health. So we don't know if it will actually 100% of the time help reduce allergies, but what we do know is that it will help to teach your dogs and cat immune system to be more efficient. The study I love, which will be linked here or here or here somewhere, focuses on the immune system during vaccine. And it was able to show that dogs that had colostrum supplements a week before vaccination and a week after were able to absorb and use this vaccine much more efficiently. So it means that their response was stronger, which we can assume means that their immune system was a little bit stronger or smarter or just more efficient. But colostrum is definitely something good to add to your dog or cat. Number 4, Astragalus Root. Now this root has been used in Eastern traditional medicine for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and for good reason. There's a lot of scientific evidence to back its usage in dogs and cats, and of course in humans. So this eye-catching study looked at 100 immunocompromised dogs. Now, maybe not the most ethical study, but I'm not gonna comment on that now. The results were quite astounding. Out of all these hundreds of dogs that were immunocompromised, based on different severities because they induced this in the dogs, so the dogs weren't naturally immunocompromised. That's the ethical part. But they found that all the dogs that were getting this just kind of recovered. The immune system really helped to bounce back so much faster than those that were not given this supplement. And if you look at all the different markers, including different inflammatory cytokines which decreased, all the different immune cells which increase in proportion. So you're really seeing a strong anti-inflammatory effect of this root. Now the dosage varied a lot because they were giving 200 milligram per kilogram body weight and they saw results very quickly, but even dosage as low as 50 milligram per kilogram of body weight also saw some significant results. So as long as you're hitting that note, then you probably will see some immunomodulatory, really good immune boosting effects in your dog or cat. Number 5 is turmeric. Now this again should not be a surprise. I've been talking about turmeric in every single video, but turmeric is amazing. And because it's so easy to find and it's relatively inexpensive, a lot of studies are being done on turmeric in all these different kinds of animals, including farm animals now and horses especially. And we're all seeing the same effects. We're seeing that it's super good at boosting the immune system. It's a super strong anti-inflammatory. At the same time, it has some amazing antioxidants in there too. Now, what they may not tell you is that turmeric on its own is very hard for dogs or cats to absorb and to use it up. So you gotta add a little pinch of black pepper in there to help it be absorbed. Alternatively, you can buy supplements that are called curcumin. This is the active compound in turmeric, right? So this is the active compound that's found inside this spice. And if you're able to get curcumin or activated curcumin on its own, then it'll be more expensive, but you know that your dog or cat will be absorbing a lot more of it. If you're using just normal turmeric, you would aim for about 1/4 teaspoon per 10 kilogram of body weight for your dog, or just 1/4 teaspoon per day for a cat as well. Again, you're gonna wait a little bit to see the effects, but if you look over time with a pinch of black pepper, you will be able to see some changes in their joint and in their movement, especially if you have a senior dog or cat. Number 6 is kefir. Now kefir is not technically a supplement because it is a whole food on its own, but if you're just putting a spoonful on your dog's food, I would still consider this a supplement because it's not a mainstay of nutrition, right? You're not really depending on the nutrients inside here. You're using it for their probiotic. And actually they also have some prebiotics inside and they even have postbiotics inside. Kefir is complete for gut health. It has over 50 different kinds of bacteria and yeasts, and all of them work together not just to help support gut health in your dog or cat, but also to repopulate the damaged populations of really beneficial bacteria. So if your dog or cat has IBD, IBS, gut issues, even sensitivities, or they seem to be allergic to everything, then adding some kefir to every meal is a really good idea. If your dog or cat is sensitive or allergic to milk proteins, like cow proteins, then obviously you wouldn't want to give kefir made from cow's milk, but that's why now you have goat's milk kefir, which is usually a little bit higher quality, a little bit more expensive too. But whatever you can afford, as long as it's proper kefir, that is great. You should drink it too. Go home and have some kefir. Number 7, chicory root. Now this root has a special kind of fiber called inulin that your dog and cat's gut bacteria love to chomp on. It really helps to feed the bacteria that support overall gut health. So this is really a prebiotic, right? It's not a probiotic. There's not supposed to be any bacteria or anything inside. It's the food that the gut microbe eat and do really well on, and therefore helps that population of bacteria to survive and thrive and multiply. There has been plenty of studies to support how efficient it is, not just in helping boost the bifidobacterium population in your dog or cat, but at the same time does help to support immune markers. And because it's a really good fiber, it may help to slow down the absorption of soluble carbohydrate as well. So if your dog or cat has gut issues, IBD, IBS, or if they even have diabetes or something like that, adding this kind of fiber in powder form into your dog's diet or cat's diet could be beneficial. Number 8 is lion's mane mushroom. Now, of course, mushrooms are going to be somewhere in this top 10 list. But when we're looking at scientific evidence for dogs and cats, if you're looking at the very popular mushrooms like reishi and chaga, the evidence is not overwhelming yet. There are some studies, yeah, but if you look at all the mushrooms, the one that is so far the most well studied and very hard to debate and hard to dismiss is lion's mane mushroom. The studies for dogs and cats have been really, really resounding. They really help to support the fact that in dogs and cats, this is good for gut health, it's good for nervous system health as well, and it also helps to enhance immune markers too. So a little bit of this mushroom goes a long way. It's also a good source of vitamin D, it's a good source of amino acids and protein, and it has some special kind of fiber that is again really good for gut health. So this is a supplement for dog and cat, whether they're healthy or whether they are already maybe a little bit sick or has a chronic health issue. This should be at the top of your list. A really interesting study looked at dosage. And unfortunately and kind of scary, they found that anything less than 0.8 grams per kilogram of body mass didn't really do much. Now, if you look at all of these mushroom supplements, you're not gonna find 0.8 grams. You're gonna find milligrams and stuff like that. So you really need to make sure that your dosage is appropriate. Probably even use more than whatever is on, the bottle. And a hot tip as well, now that mushrooms is all the rage and you have all these mushroom supplements everywhere, open it up and smell it. If it smells sweet, then it means that they were grown on oats and they don't have all of these amazing compounds that real mushrooms that you would find in the forest would have. If you smell it, guess what? It should smell like a mushroom. Surprise, this mushroom should smell like a mushroom. It sounds silly when I say it, but if you smell half of these different mushroom supplements out there, most of them will smell and taste sweet. And that is not what you want. So make sure it smells like an actual mushroom, like earthy, fungusy smell, and it should not taste great at all, unfortunately for our pets. Those are the ones that you're gonna wanna focus on. Number 9 is ashwagandha, and I love this because I take it every morning because I'm an anxious person. So if you have anxious dogs or cats, ashwagandha is also the way to go. Many, many studies have also supported this scientifically. Now, it's a bit difficult to see if your dog or cat is less anxious because they can't tell you, right? So you need to rely on their behavior, you need to rely on what their owner is kind of feeling, but that's why these studies are rigorous. The studies that support how efficient ashwagandha is, they look at hundreds of dogs and it's double blind. It really has the top level of research design that you could ever think of, which is why I'm really confident that you can include this in your dog or cat's diet to help reduce anxiety, stress, and even signs of fear. So if you have a very reactive dog, you could also consider ashwagandha. Number 10 is spirulina. This super powered mega cosmos entirely little cell that has everything you could possibly think of inside is magic. It has fatty acids, it has protein, it has minerals and vitamins. It has all of these things that we can't even measure because they're secondary metabolites. Things that you can't even measure in terms of nutrients. They're just little molecules that half of them we don't know what they do inside spirulina. But when your dog or cat ingests them, it supercharges their immune system. Dogs and cats that were taking spirulina supplements and got vaccines saw that the effect of the vaccine was almost double those that were on their normal diet and not supplemented. It really helps to teach the immune system to be a little bit more responsive, and it's also good for gut health, and it's also good for heart, brain, and eye health for your dog or cat as well. Spirulina is fantastic. Everyone should be giving it to their dog or cat, regardless of what diet you're feeding. So this is our top 10 list. I hope that you learned some stuff, or now you're curious, you wanna try some new supplements for your dog or cat. And again, regardless of what diet you're feeding, kibble, canned food, fresh, raw, frozen, doesn't matter. You can include these in all the different kinds of diets. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.